Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Giriva Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachariyam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shla Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. So maybe I should speak Slovenian, no? So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, 13th chapter, Nature, the Enjoyer and Consciousness. Verses number 17. 17. Please repeat after me. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Vibhaktam iva chastitam. Vibhaktam iva chastitam. Bhuta bhartri chatachkyeyam. Bhuta bhartri chatachkyeyam. Grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. Grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Vibhaktam iva chastitam. Bhuta bhartri tachakjeyam. Grasnishu prabhavishnu cha. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Bhaktam. Vibhaktam iva chastitam. Grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. Avibhaktam cha. Bhaktam iva chastitam. Bhuta bhartri chatachkyeyam. Grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. Matajis. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Vibhaktam iva chastitam. Bhuta bhartri chatachkyeyam. Grasishnu prabhavishnu. avibhaktam, without division, cha, also, bhuteshu, in all living beings, vibhaktam, divided, iva, as if, cha, also, stitam, situated, bhuta bhartri, the maintainer of all living entities, cha, also, tat, that, gyeyam, to be understood, grasishnu, devouring, pravavishnu, developing, cha, also. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Prabhu Lakshmana Singha Dev Bhagavan ki jai. Although the super soul appears to be divided among all beings, he is not divided. He is never divided. He is situated as one. Although he is the maintainer of every living entity, it is to be understood that he devours and develops all. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart as the super soul. Does this mean that he has become divided? No. Actually, he is one. The example is given of the sun. The sun at the meridian is situated in its place, but if one goes for 5,000 miles in all directions and asks, "Where is the sun?" everyone will say that it is shining on his head. In the Vedic literature, this example is given to show that although he is undivided, he is situated as if divided. Also, it is said in Vedic literature that one Vishnu is present everywhere by his omnipotence, just as the sun appears in many places to many persons. And the Supreme Lord, although the maintainer of every living entity, devours everything at the time of annihilation. This was confirmed in the 11th chapter when the Lord said that he had come to devour all the warriors assembled at Kurukshetra. He also mentioned that in the form of time he devours also. He is the annihilator, the killer of all. When there is creation, he develops all from their original state. And at the time of annihilation, he devours them. The Vedic hymns confirm the fact that he is the origin of all living entities and the rest of all. After creation, everything rests in his omnipotence, and after annihilation, everything again returns to rest in him. These are the confirmation of Vedic hymns. Om Jnana Timrandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshur Tamina Tasmai Shri Guru Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishna Putre Srimati Bhakti Karsa Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishna Putre Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tramine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurana Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once again, verse Avibhaktam Chabhuteshu Vibhaktam Iva Chastitam Bhuta Bhartrir Chachageyam Grasishnu Prabhavishnu Cha. Although the super soul appears to be divided among all beings, he is never divided. He is situated as one. Although he is the maintainer of every living entity, it is to be understood that he devours and develops all. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. And now Prabhupada is in his first sentence in the purport says, the Lord is situated in everyone's heart as the super soul. And Krishna is confirming this fact. Somebody knows in which verse of Bhagavad Gita that he is situated in everyone's heart? Janardhan, Hari?
Thank you. No, sorry, I don't know that.
You know.
Ishvara.
Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto matah pritir jnanam apohanam cha. 15:15. I am situated in everyone's heart, and I give remembrance, forgetfulness. Krishna is explaining this to Arjuna. But yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, but this truth is sometimes difficult to understand because we are materially conditioned, and that's why it is difficult to see that Krishna is in the heart of every living entity. That's why we need these scriptures, and we need guidance, and we also need to read these books, and in that way we will always become immersed in this truth that everyone is, that Supreme Personality of Godhead is in everyone's heart. Even in an animal's heart. That's why we also respect the animals. There is a story in Mahabharata when Bhima was searching for one flower for Draupadi, because Draupadi, she got one nice flower, very fragrant flower, and she asked her husband Bhima to get more. She needed more, these flowers. And Bhima, he was going to these mountains and searching for flowers. And by searching, he came across a big monkey. This monkey was sleeping. This was actually Hanuman. It was his brother, because they have a same father. Their father is Vayu, the wind god. And Hanuman, he was very old, you could say. He was a warrior in Rama Lila, which took place many, many years ago. It was in previous yuga. And he was resting there. And he was obstructing the path of Bhima. And Bhima, he was very powerful warrior. And warriors, when they are powerful, they sometimes become puffed up. And he was thinking, what is this monkey? He's obstructing my way. And Bhima, he addressed Hanuman very aggressively. Just get out of the way. I have to pass here. And then Hanuman, he told him, I'm very tired. I cannot move. Just step over me. Jump over me. And Bhima, he knew. Super soul is in everyone's heart, even in the heart of a monkey. And he told him, you foolish monkey, I cannot cross over you, because in that way I will offend the super soul in your heart. And then Hanuman told him, then just move my tail out of the way. Just move my tail. And then Bhima, he tried with so much power, so much strength, but he could not leave this monkey's tail. And in that way, Bhima knew this is no ordinary monkey. And in that way, they conversed a little bit, and they get to know that they are actually brothers. And in this incident, Bhima, he got nice boon from Hanuman, because he promised that he will be present when this great battle took place. He told him, I will be on the Arjuna's flag, on your brother's flag on a chariot. And we know when this great battle took place, that Hanuman, he was from this flag, he was giving power to Arjuna, and he was also screaming and and frightening other enemies of Arjuna and Krishna on that great battlefield. So reading this literature, we know that Krishna is in everyone's heart. In Krishna is in our heart, and we have to remind ourselves always on this point. And in that way, we will try to avoid sinful activities. If we know that Krishna is in our heart, we can go to our room and lock ourselves and put the curtains on and thinking nobody's watching. I can do anything I want. But no, Krishna is there. Krishna is watching, and we have to be responsible for our actions, and we will suffer for our sinful activities, like Arjuna did. Arjuna, he had to suffer for killing Bhishma. It is understood there when this battle took place that Bhishma, he was killed unjustly, because he was a great warrior. He was actually a demigod, because he was a son of Ganga, and he was very powerful. And in his youth, Bhishma Dev, he spent his youthful in the heavenly planets with his mother, and he got instructed there in philosophy, in warfare, and that's why he was so powerful. And we know that Arjuna, he in this great battlefield of Kurukshetra, he put Shikandi in front of him. It is understood there that Bhishma Dev, he could not attack Shikandi because he was in previous life a woman, and he said, I will not attack him. And in that way, Arjuna, he thought about this tactic. I will keep Shikandi in front of me, and then from behind I will strike Bhishma Dev. And in that way, this was sinful activity, and because of this sinful activity, Arjuna, he had to die. It is understood after the battlefield of Kurukshetra. These brothers of Bhishma Dev, because Bhishma Dev, he was from heavenly planets in previous life. He was one of 8 Vasus, and they are great demigods. And these different Vasus, his brothers, they came to Ganga, and they complained, see how your son, he was killed unjustly by Arjuna, and now we will curse Arjuna to die. And they got the blessings from Ganga. Okay, do it. But we know that when the war was over, then Yudhishthir, he performed Ashvamedha Yagya, this sacrificial horse Yagya, because he wanted to atone for his sins of killing so many kings, for killing so many soldiers. And when you do this Ashvamedha Yagya, then this sacrificial horse, he needs to go to different kingdoms. And every king needs to come out of their fortress and pay respects and give their blessings, so to say, for this yagya. And if they are not agreeable, then they will fight whoever is accompany this sacrificial horse. And we know that Arjuna, he was a great warrior, and he followed this sacrificial horse in many kingdoms, and he conquered many kings who were not yet subjugated to King Yudhishthir's rule, who were not, so to say, agreeable to Yudhishthir's rule. And he came to Manipur, and there his son Babubravan, he was a prince there. He was reigning there. He was the man in charge there. And when Arjuna came there, then Babubravan, he came out of the palace with the gifts And Arjuna, he was angry. He said, why are you coming? I came here with my bow, with my army. You foolish boy, why are you giving me gifts? You know, he wanted to fight. And Babu Bravan, he was thinking, how can I fight my father? And he tried to speak to Arjuna, I cannot fight you, I just... But then Ulupi, his mother, appeared, and he told him, fight with Arjuna, that he wants to fight you, you need to please your father. And Ulupi, she was a Naga princess. Nagas, they were very mysterious and very powerful beings. They were like demigods. It is described that Arjuna, he had a son with Ulupi, with this Naga princess. And then Babu Bravan agreed, and he attacked Arjuna and his army. And it is described there that this great battle took place, in which Babu Bravan, he managed to conquer Arjuna. He managed to, he put one great golden arrow, and he shot that arrow and instruct Arjuna in a chest, and it pierced his armor completely in the chest, and Arjuna, he just fall from his chariot. He fell dead. He was actually dead. And Babu Bravan, he had many wounds also, and he came to consciousness, and he saw that Arjuna is dead, and he was lamenting, what did I do? What awaits person who kills his own father? And he was crying, he was desperate. But then Ulupi appeared, and she, by her mystic power, she manifested one jewel from her Naga kingdom, and this jewel was very powerful, and it could bring a back person in a life. So she gave it to Babu Bravan and told him, put this jewel, put this gem on Arjuna's chest. And he did it. He put it on Arjuna's chest, and almost immediately Arjuna, he came to life. And he was confused what happened. And then Ulupi described to him that actually you died because you had to suffer for this sin of killing Bhishma Dev like this, and because of this, these Vasus, they cursed you to die, actually, and in that way you died, and you fulfilled this curse, so to say. So we know in this by reading these books and Srimad Bhagavatam that we have to remind ourselves always that time is short, and we have to engage ourselves in Krishna consciousness, in spiritual life. This is only our only solution. This is. I just wanted for the end say just few realizations from my Sankirtan days, because now when is Prabhupada's marathon, I always think how I did book distribution for some years, and my heart is always with Sankirtan devotees in this time, and I always somehow meditate on my days spent on book distribution. And I remember when I was with my friend, usually we did book distribution by door to door, and usually we would go to villages, because in that time when I served there was big discussion between temple president and between Sankirtan leader, because Sankirtan leader, he liked going to villages. He said to me, I like these views, and it's so peaceful, and he liked to knock on people's doors. Actually, he had. We knew that his best customers were old ladies. This was our Sankirtan leader. And once when he was teaching me, I followed him, and he was saying so many things. I mean, I cannot say it now, but but he charmed these old ladies. He would say to them, these grandmothers. He would say to them, "Oh, you remind me of my grandmother." And when the older lady would hear, "Oh, I remind him of his grandmother," her heart will immediately melt. It was finished. And then I was witness from this discussion, because temple president was saying, go to city and be in a street, and there are so many young people there. We just stand in a street, so many people are passing by. You can approach so many people more. We can approach young people. We can bring them to temple. And the Sankirtan leader, he was saying, but these old people at villages, they will die at any moment. This is their only opportunity. So anyway, Sankirtan leader, he prevailed. And we visited so many different villages in Croatia. And I remember I approached one house, and then there was one old lady. She was working in a garden there. And when I came closer, she put she was ashamed, and she put hand in front of her face, like that I don't see her face. But then when she put hand like this, but I got on my fingers, on my toes, and I could see she does not have a nose. It was just two holes in the middle of her face, and actually it was scary. But if you think about it, nose, it's such a small part of a body. But if you don't have it, you look like you look like corpse. You look scary. And I had the realization that that beauty is a skin deep. Hmm? Beauty is, what is beauty actually? So many people are enamored by how beautiful they are, watching themselves in a mirror. But when I saw this lady, I could see that this is not a place to be, actually. This is what we are, just a bag of bones and flesh and pus, and it's not a pretty thing, actually. There is nothing to enjoy. I can't remember. I think not. Huh? Yeah, a little bit. And also there was one when we visited one big skyscraper. There were so many people were there, and then one lady opened the door, and it was such a horrible smell. I could not take it, it's just horrible smell. And she looked like very long hair, but she took a book, she took a book and got inside and just got the money and gave me the money, and it was just, I didn't say so much, just, and what I learned about this, that you should take a shower sometime, now and then, just. Yeah, so, I mean, on Sankirtan you have such a deep realization that you have to engage yourself in spiritual life more seriously, and in that way you will become successful. In that way we have to be very grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he gave us so many books, and he gave us this opportunity that we can associate with so many devotees, and in that way we can become strong in our spiritual life, and in that way we will gradually advance what is the we will advance toward our ultimate goal to come back to Godhead, back to Krishna. So I would like to stop here. If there are some questions or maybe comments. Okay. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Ki Jai. Shla Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari Krishna.